Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger as an archive post thing there, and on Patreon for extra support. And on Twitter, I give some updates here and there. Usually, at this moment in time, I will do some update. I don't know when. Regarding live streams, because I cannot make a commitment of a fixed schedule yet. But I'm intending to do, I don't know, see if I can do something today or tomorrow, something like that. Pay attention on X, because I will do a tweet uh, telling that I'm going to enter live. Again, I will do as I did on the, it is here on the tab on the live. I do like an half an hour, kind of not pre-show, but at least to let people know that the stream will start soon, so everybody can have some time to, if they want to participate and join, to go about it. The next live stream that I will do for sure, it will be the Death Stranding also. Director's Cut. I've been enjoying a lot that game. I'm in the middle of the story, so it's not an episodic thing per se. But I will probably continue to live stream Death Stranding here and there. I will not stop playing the game in the background. But my intention on the live streams at this moment in time is to start playing Elden Ring. I really want to play that game, and also because of the Shadow of the Earth 3 will be coming soon, and I will be for sure buying that the DLC when it comes out. Just a matter, hopefully during this month. The game will do 2 years in 25 February, if not mistaken. Hopefully until then we'll get some updates regarding the DLC itself. But yeah, and later I will have for sure a Mutineer Zero episode there. Later on the day, we'll see how it goes regarding the live stream itself. Regarding news, we are already seeing some movement on the higher end kind of a thing on the GPU side. AMD recently announced the new MSRP for the 7900 XT was going to be around 750. But at the time I covered this, it was found out at around $710, give or take. I think it was on Newegg also. And now they are ramping up and lower a little bit more, so $699. And this is the Sapphire Pulse Radeon. This is usually the better AIB's cards there. This is the Pulse 20G. Usually the Nitro Plus is the one that has all the bells and whistles, but the Sapphire cards are pretty good, even at the lower end SKUs. And yeah, it's like I've been telling you, I assume that during this month we're going to see some minor corrections on the GPU side, mainly because of the 4080 Super price MSRP, and from what I've been seeing, I think it's maintaining that MSRP or very close to it, even from AIBs, which will only reinforce the need for AMD to correct the prices, especially on the 7900 XTX and the XT. And to be more competitive, because being that the 4080 Super will close the gap on maintaining themselves very close to $1,000, the 4070 Ti Super and the 4070 Ti, which will not exist, but the ones that are still on the market, the 4070 Super, they will have to be maintain themselves on the MSRP, or else it doesn't compensate to buy the GPU. Might as well jump upsell and go for the 4080 Super or something similar with the AMD. I assume that we might be seeing until the end of the month a correction, maybe on the MSRP of the 7900 XTX, maybe around $900-ish. The better price to make it more competitive and more appealing would put I don't know, 875, 850, the 7900 XTX. It will annihilate the 4070 Ti Super in terms of selling, because $800, what, 850, and the in terms of upscaling in terms of performance that exists between those two GPUs is huge. Not to mention the fact that in terms on not only in VRAM but in terms of rasterization and even in ray tracing workloads there on games, might as well focus on the gaming side, and will be a very appealing option regarding the 4080 Super because it's a little bit cheaper and it competes basically in terms of rasterization, in terms of the game, in terms of performance there. And of course, with that, we'll start trickling down all the remaining GPUs, hopefully. But yeah, that's kind of my prediction per se, but at least that's my optimistic view of the market itself. So, again, till the end of February, we might see some movement there. Even though at this price point, the 7900 XT, it's a decent option here. I think it will be. I think this at $600 flat, it will be like a killer GPU because it's on that price bracket where it's against the 4070 Super, I think, and this one annihilates the 4070 Super in terms of performance at the same price. It completely annihilates that GPU, and it is close enough for people that were maybe between the 400 to 450 to save a little bit more to take that extra investment on a GPU like this, and with and of course if the sales bump up, Nvidia will kind of feel the pressure on lowering their GPU price of their GPUs, even though I think they are more worried about the AI market. But yeah, basically that's the main gist of the things, at least from my perception of how things going. So again, maybe we will see some improvements during this month. And we got some interesting news here also regarding the NAND memory chip kind of a thing here. Japan is going to subsidize $1.6 billion to Western Digital and Kioxia, which are basically the main manufacturer of this kind of NAND memory chips. They are already basically they already own the market regarding that, but I covered this a few weeks, or if not a few months ago, because they intend to maintain the price of these chips a little bit higher than they used to be. They cut a little bit on production. I assume this is. I think that the investment is more to build more factories for them to increase the output of these chips, and it makes sense in the fact that with all the technologies, from server technologies and everything, you need a lot of data storage space there, and the demand for that is only increasing. We got a surge regarding the AI. It needs a lot of storage to save a lot of the information that needs to run on, and NAND are usually the most speedier kind of memory there. But yeah, we'll see how this will only take effect. It will take like a year or two to take effect because they have to build the infrastructure for the factories, and then when start producing, it will take a little bit of its time, but at least it's something that they are trying to incentivize here. Yeah, throughout these plants, shipments are expected to begin around September next year, so 1 year and a half, give or take. But yeah, because it will be a very high demand kind of memory chips there, because I think NAND also is on the DDR5 kind of a thing, on DDR memory, if not mistaken. But yeah, a lot of even you think about it, like tablets, handhelds, laptops, even some cell phones, of course computers, PC, DIYs, but mostly data servers, which is the bulk of the need of these kind of chips. You will start maybe by the end of this year, or maybe next year, we'll start to see a little bit flattening in terms of pricing of these kind of things. But yeah, it's interesting to see that there is this kind of response, at least from Japan, on Kioxia and Western. And regarding gaming, we got some Nightingale stuff. I didn't watch yet this trailer, but it's basically just an announcement that the early access will launch sooner, like 2 days sooner, because it's 20th of February, if not mistaken. I highlighted that somewhere. No, it's going to be 20th February, if not mistaken. It was to be 22. Yeah, launches on February 20th. I think it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday. So it will make easier for people to jump in the early access, because usually weekends is where the servers have more load. That's why I think they decided to jump the gun on making 2 days earlier than it was. I think it's for them to start as soon as they can, test the stress on those servers, and then optimize in accordance with the expected extra load that they will have on that weekend. Again, this game interests me. I'm curious about it because of the gameplay mechanics there, on even being a crafting game kind of a thing there, so with some survival aspects. I'm kind of interested the way they went about it, not only because of kind of the setting, like Victorian age with some fairy kind of like lore there, and this kind of things, and the fact that they want to go in like AAA production style kind of a thing there, so not kind of not to dismiss, but not having kind of Minecraft kind of a thing there, in terms of graphic fidelity, but a little bit better, to entice a little bit more the people that thinking or hesitant on jumping in, and I'm one of those. And I would like to see how it goes. I will stay on with the early access in terms of reviews, videos, and all that stuff. And hopefully, when the game full launches, it will be something that I will jump into. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, 20th of February, it will launch the early access. Again, on Steam and Epic Game Store. On Cyberpunk front, we got now the things are starting to ramp up a little bit more, which is called the Project Orion, the sequel of Cyberpunk 2077. They already announced that some high-profile hires. I think like 2 weeks ago, there was a post on X, a tweet about this. They like the officially opening of the offices there in Boston. If not, yeah, in Boston, with the game director Pavel Sasko. I think it was that post there, and another person, I forget who it was, announcing officially that they opened the office and start working on the production of the game itself. And again, we got all these hirings. Again, I don't recognize names because I don't follow too much in deep, but there are some big people here on the gaming industry. From as you can see, gameplay director in Hitman, manager Bislim Entertainment, and Diablo Freeze, The Outsider from Arcane, Dishonored, Control, Avatar, Guild Wars 2, people working on selling. This guy is a narrative designer. They are entering full-blown production on the game itself. And of course, some of them are some Cyberpunk 2077 veterans, from the game director, associate game director, creative, environmental art director, engineering director, all that stuff, even acting lead, quest designer. Good news, everything is working according to what they wanted to go. And again, before this game will come out, there will be, if not The Witcher 4 or The Witcher 1 remake. One of them will come out before the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, good news, everything seems to be working full throttle. And I was talking about the streaming Elden Ring, and I saw some the Elden Ring trending on Twitter, and supposedly we are getting somewhere in the future a mobile game for Elden Ring. I don't think this is going to work out very well in terms of sales. I don't think this kind of IP works very well in that sense, the way they want to go about it. Mainly, basically the rumor is that Tencent is making an Elden Ring mobile game, and I think they're trying to get to be a little bit in vein with Genshin Impact, I think it's called. It's like a free to play game with a lot of microtransactions, and I don't think that I don't know how they can go about it, making a game like this. Mainly because how the game plays itself, it's similar to Dark Souls in the sense of gameplay mechanics, of the combat stuff. The purpose of you to engage in combat is to try to get some loot. I don't know, putting like legendary weapons behind a paywall. It's not going to work, or even putting zones behind the paywall. It's going to work. I don't know how Genshin Impact works in terms of gameplay and mechanics. But yeah, the fact that they are doing this, it's also because in 2002 they acquired around 16% of stake owned from software, and at the time Sony also managed to get around 14% of from software also, even though they are from software belongs to Kodama, and I think the Kodama, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically that's why they are at the moment working on something like this. There have been some issues because they've been working on a prototype. It was announced in the Kodawa, I think it's called Kodawa, the main company that owns From Software, on the fiscal quarterly earnings, on the yearly earnings and something like that, and projections for that. Basically, Tencent will be working on a thing like this. It was on the background, but it was there. And I think I covered that, if not mistaken, like last year. I don't know when, maybe November, December, something like that. But yeah, the fact that it's making a free-to-play with in-app purchases, I don't think it's the thing. It doesn't feel right for this kind of game. But yeah, they are basically my interpretation, they are chasing a trend here, especially with the success of Genshin Impact. I saw this game mentioned a lot of times, even like in publicity, like stuff on the YouTube and the such, and some sites. So I kind of am aware of this game, but yeah, I don't know if the IP itself, even though the IP is excellent, if it is suitable for something like that. And yeah, it's been slow because going around and trying to do something like that. Tencent also tried to do something similar with the Nier IP there, but yeah, they're not. Again, it's a saturated market from my perspective. There is too much free to play games with a lot of paywall stuff there. Yeah, you can only make so much games for people to invest. Because when you make it free to play, it's alluring. But then when you start making the commitment of making that purchases on the game itself, you will stick with that game. So if it comes up a new game, you are not just spending more money that you don't have on another game for you to try to enjoy as it can. And of course, I'm not very well on the line of having games as a service per se, because it's basically games as a service. You have the service of playing this game for free, but for you to supposedly enjoy the game, you need to buy things in the game, and I don't like that. But yeah, hopefully, I was hopeful when I saw the thing on Twitter that was about the DLC stuff, but it wasn't. Maybe, hopefully next week we will get some news, because it's approaching 25 of February. We'll have around not even like 18 days or so until that day. So hopefully it will be like a hard launch, or they just throw out a trailer to launch, and 1 week after it will launch the DLC. Hopefully it's something that will happen during this month. But yeah, that's why I have some urgency on starting doing some Elden Ring, so I can catch up with all the unlocking everything, exploring everything, trying to check the lore, and then jumping into the DLC itself. But yeah, regarding news is what I got. I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. From Steam, we got Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so it's the original trilogy with all the DLC, around $9.50. I think it's a good experience here. I think it has like the enhanced visuals there also, so I think it's a very decent trilogy to go through, especially for this price. Also, we got Miasma Chronicles. It's the same guys that did the Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. Again, you have a bundle around 64% off. I already have Mutant Year Zero bought on Steam, so that's why it doesn't appear here. But yeah, 60% off. And the Lamplighter Zig, again, I think the game is very interesting, but again, with the caveat that the game is not supported anymore, at least in terms of official capacity. I don't know if there are any mods for this. I might jump into it one of these days and see if there are mods for this game that can improve a little bit more the gameplay issues that it still has. But yeah, Miasma Chronicles, it's very interesting. It's kind of in the same line that Mutiny Zero, again, with enhanced gameplay mechanics, because Mutiny Zero is very interesting to play with. It's very tactical and kind of tricky to go about it. And I think Miasma Chronicles improves on those strong points that Mutiny Zero has. We got also Dome Keeper. Again, this is a very kind of tower defense kind of a game with some I don't know, a kind of old school kind of tower defense games. You have like your base, you just do some digging, upgrade the tower, and face the waves. Got a bunch of DLC here with a lot of different content, and of course they still are doing they do like I think weekly challenges and the sort here. And I think it's well worth, especially 50% off. I think it's a good deal here. We got also Atomic Heart, still 50% off. I think the Premium Edition is the way to go because it has the access to all the content DLC. I think they already launched. Yeah, the second DLC is already launched. Yeah, it launched yesterday or something like that. And yeah, we got two more. I think two content DLCs. The DLC is it's not exactly what people were expecting for, but it's very interesting from what I understood. And yeah, it's one of those games that I will play for sure. It's one of those Bioshocky feel kind of a games with a very interesting lore and some puzzling platform also here, and some story there that seems very interesting, the way they went about it. We got also Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate. Basically, the Integrate, it's the PC port version of the game itself, so it's not something like extra. It's 50% off. Again, I think when all the remake episodes or parts are launched, I will invest on those. But until then, I will wait until I get a better sense of if it's worth playing this game or not. Got also Death Stranding Director's Cut, which is $20, so 50% off. Again, I'm having a blast with this game. It has in terms of gameplay loop, it has in terms of mission structure and the way you go about it in terms of rewards, very similar to Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, which is a very addicting loop there. And this is not just a walking simulator or making deliveries. It has a lot of stuff going on there. Very interesting mechanics on how to face challenges there. And yeah, I'm not sure if I even like half the way on the story in terms of gameplay, because I like to take my time building the stuff, building the roads and the shelters and all that stuff, interacting with the asynchronous multiplayer aspects of the game. I start only now unlocking like little weapons, so I don't know. I'm still need to figure out some things here and there regarding how it works. And now I saw there like a robot. I don't even unlock that robot companion there. But yeah, a lot of stuff. It's very, very enjoyable, and I really, really recommend it. Yeah, for $20, I think it's well worth it. At least until Death Stranding 2 comes out. And lastly, we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Again, I'm not usually a huge fan of this kind of genre, but usually from what I've been seeing, Ratchet & Clank does this the best in this genre in terms of adventure and platforming things. And again, 33% off. I think it's a good PC port from this PlayStation game here. Again, I will leave it to you. It's usually not the kind of games that I play, but I think in this genre it's the best at what it does. At least that's my perception. I will maybe try one of these days. even though it's not like the first game of the series. So, uh, but I think that you can play them without any specific order to get the gist of what's happening on the world there. But yeah, this is what I got for you today, guys. I'm just going to wrap up with a plug on my Patreon. The Patreon is for extra support. At this moment, I'm focusing on storage. For me to be able to have the possibility to have backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and also some extra space for the things that I do for the channel. And like I said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.